Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of the JBR Play Podcast. Tonight I am with Ben.
Hi.
And yes, we are going to be talking about something we've talked about before, which is anime, but we're going to be talking kind of about different parts of anime now and what animes are special to us, what kind of powers we like in anime, and what kind of anime world would we like to live in, be a part of, out of all the series we've watched. So, yeah, I was just thinking, so you, obviously, there are certain worlds which are cool in theory, but you wouldn't really want to be a part of, like Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
As cool as that is, you wouldn't want to live in that world realistically, because not many people make it out alive.
I think it's like, Sword Art Online. It's like, the idea was amazing. It's awesome. You live inside the game. But it's like, if you die, you're dead. And the chances of dying in that game are probably pretty high, especially when people are turning on people. So it's like,
I mean, that's why we play video games, because when you die in the game, you're fighting your life. Yeah.
Come on,
it's like, I'll respawn.
Well, I mean, the original concept was great. The fact, you were living in a game. It's like VR on steroids. That's an awesome idea, which I would love. But I mean, then you're not really in a different universe, because when you come out of the game, you're back to real life anyway. So it's like,
well, it's just extreme escapism.
It's not really that different, is it then?
But it's like, for me, for example, I think, because Dragon Ball Z, I love, and I've loved since I was a kid. And I love the idea of the transformations, like going from Saiyan to Super Saiyan, like Frieza's transformations as well. That was a really cool concept for me. I loved it because it was quite obviously. It's not subtle transformation, but their hair's obviously their power and their hair are the only things that change.
Now
like their
blonde.
Body. You know what I mean? Like, for example, like when Frieza changes, it's a very dramatic change. His entire appearance changes, whereas for Goku, it's just his hair. And so that's always really cool, I think. Like, kind of... Like, but you know that when you see the blonde hair, you're like, oh, shit's got real. Like, this is serious now. Well, now it's blue hair. But...
Super Saiyan Blue.
The powers and stuff were always really cool, but in Dragon Ball Z, it was just pure energy and like the attacks, like Big Bang Attack, Kamehameha, and stuff. They are different attacks, but at the end of the day, it's just an energy beam.
It's just a beam of key energy, isn't it? Pretty much.
Yes, pretty much. Yeah, which is why I loved I love Naruto, because they can change their energy into completely different styles, like the Shadow clones, which Naruto makes. Obviously, that's turning his energy into copies of himself. Sasuke will be breathing fire, mainly although that was a big deal in the first season that Sasuke was a Genin who could use fire. Well, it wasn't a big deal, but like a lot of people were shocked that someone at that lower level could be using elements. And then he kind of, as soon as he learned lightning, it was like, right, I don't really need fire anymore. I've got lightning. It's superior. And
he uses both a lot, doesn't he?
He mainly used lightning in Shippuden. Like I watched Shippuden to the end, and he does use fire still from time to time, but he became very heavy on his lightning style. And it was really cool because they changed it up. He didn't just use like the main move. The first ever move he learned was the Chidori, which is where he effectively turns his hand into a like spearhead of lightning and just charges it through anybody. But then when he gets to Shippuden, you find out that he's like learned how to manipulate lightning, and he can make it go around his body effectively like a force field, which he rarely did. He could run it through his own sword, so he'd have like his sword would be sharper than anything and more destructible than just a regular blade. And he could run it through the ground, so he could slam his hand on the floor and make a lightning current shoot through the floor, which would be very hard to escape from.
Is that like obviously? Does he call it like a thunderclap, or whatever?
No, that was a one-off move where, which was really that was a really clever use of powers in anime, and I really like that. Like, it's obviously a bit of an extreme version, as most things in films and TV are anyway. But he was shooting fire off into the sky, and he was actively getting Itachi to do the same and launch his fire attacks into the air. And it was heating up the sky rapidly and then obviously creating a storm. And then he was getting the natural lightning from it. And then that's how he made that attack so powerful, where it's called killing. And basically he uses natural lightning with his own and just sends this giant thunderbolt down from the sky into Itachi. He only ever does it once. Or in the anime, he does it twice, because in the manga version of his final fight with Naruto, he doesn't use it, but in the anime version, he does. And it's really cool because he uses it when he's in Sasuno form, so it's even bigger. And Naruto's in his big Ninetales Kyuubi mode. And what makes it so cool is it comes down as a dragon, and it bites onto the back of the Kyuubi's head, of Naruto's Kyuubi form's head, and then like pushes him into the ground. It's wicked. The thing I loved was like the hand signs. It just felt like there was more to their techniques. They had chakra obviously in Dragon Ball Z had ki, but it's a similar concept. But But I just really loved how there was a bit more finesse and a bit more to their techniques than just naming an energy blast and having it like different colors.
Big bug attack.
And, like, not that I'm criticizing Dragon Ball Z, like and they did try. I mean, especially in Dragon Ball Super, they tried to be more creative. But in Dragon Ball Z, even like Piccolo had a move called Hellzone Grenade, where he fired off loads of smaller energy blasts around,
I remember that one.
and then they all floated around you, and then he just launched them all in at the same time from every angle, and they exploded on impact.
He did it to Cell, doesn't he?
He doesn't have Android 17.
Okay. Yeah.
But yes, yeah, and like that was very cool. But to me, I thought the powers in the Naruto world were amazing. I think that's one of the things that I mean, I love the story and the character development in Naruto. But the power, the way their jutsus and the way they use them, and I love the fact like you can also use it for things like illusions, and you can put someone into this world. And technically, actually, to be fair, Dragon Ball Z did have it where you could split, you can make copies of yourself, but that was like a one-time gig kind of thing in the Saiyan saga. Just remembered that. Yeah, like in Naruto, for example, you could use illusions, and you could put people under Genjutsu, which was effectively like put them in a state of illusion, and it was it felt really creative with the idea of powers, kind of, and I like how each family kind of had a trait like in their family bloodline. Like so I'm going a bit distracted here. There were Gekkei Genkai, which are called bloodline limits in the dub.
Sounds made up.
And bloodline traits are stuff like the Sharingan, which is Sasuke's eye ability, which stays specifically to his family. You can't really get it unless you steal their eyes or you are an Uchiha. And then there was things like the Shikamaru's family, the Shikamaru Nara, the Nara clan. Yeah, they use shadow manipulation, and that's not technically anyone can learn that, but no one else knows how. It's like a secret ability of their family, so it's just taught down. It's not an hereditary ability.
Yeah.
They teach it.
Like a secret recipe.
And it's really good. Like, again, that was a really creative use of energy, putting your energy into shadows to manipulate them and then control other people through shadows. So if you can connect your shadow to theirs, you've got them. And that kind of stuff. And this is where I just actually watched another YouTuber do a really interesting video on Dragon Ball Super about the power difference now between characters like Krillin and Goku. Everything, and he was saying how in Dragon Ball Z, by the Cell games, a lot of the characters have just kind of been sidelined on the roster, and now you're trying to bring them back and kind of give them their time to shine, give them their glory. But there's such a big power difference now between like Vegeta and Goku. It's like, well, are they needed? Like, what can they do? What realistically could like Krillin or Yamcha, especially Yamcha, do to Goku and Vegeta?
Sounds like a Yamcha.
And that was what I loved about Naruto, was the different, like, even characters who hadn't been in it for a while could still be useful and come back, and it felt natural.
Yeah,
like it felt believable. So like Shikamaru, for example, going back to him, the one from the family who can control shadows, he doesn't have a lot of chakra. He has a low level of chakra within, but he's so intelligent that he makes him more dangerous because he knows he plays tactically, and he will use the terrain and the area to his advantage to get the win. So even though he's like Naruto's like full on god mode by the end, Shikamaru could still give him a good run for his money using tactics and like ninja tricks, basically.
Yeah.
So that kind of anime world I think is really cool. It's a nice like creative world, and it would be quite cool to live in. Although it did kind of change its mind a bit from time to time. So like at the beginning, there's like a rule about how shinobi should never ever show emotion. But yeah, if you get to rule, one of their shinobi rules is to never show emotion, because obviously it makes it harder if you get attached to your teammates and then they die. You shouldn't care, but you shouldn't let yourself dwell on it. And then obviously you've got things by the end where Obito and Kakashi are having these real heart to hearts, and like Kakashi, who you felt kind of was obviously Obito kind of made him break the rules, so it's a bit different. But then like all of the ninjas at the end are kind of, friendship is amazing, friendship is really good, so it kind of breaks that rule. And you never really hear about that rule again, so it kind of contradicts it, but it works. Like, it's still really enjoyable to watch, and I would say it'd be quite a fun world to live in.
As long as people behave.
As long as you got, I think it also depends what family you were born into in that world as well, like what powers you had. Like, if you were just born into an average family, you might be like, can't do anything. Yay.
Just watch everyone do what they can do. It's like,
But if you were born into like the Uchiha family or the Hyuga family, they'd be like, right, you're destined for greatness, and you'd be like, yes, I am like royalty. Give me things, train me.
Give me things,
which would be cool. But like going back, to
worship me.
Attack on Titan. It doesn't matter where you're born or anything. That world would just be terrifying to live in.
Yeah, I mean, well, do you remember like when they go through the training, they do all this work, years later. And then they get, they pass the exam or whatever it was. And then they all, straight after, the Titans then break in. so they're forced to go into their first fight. And if you remember, most of them die.
Yes, because they're undertrained. So they've had the training, but they haven't got the experience.
Oh, yeah.
And they're forced very much in the deep end.
Well, Aaron's all like, oh, here's this good old speech that's all like, kick their asses, and all like, yeah, let's go! And they run and get destroyed. And that's when Aaron gets, eaten.
Yeah. Obviously, he has chosen one plot armor abilities, the same as every character in every. I was gonna say, every TV show does it. Yeah.
If you lived in that universe and you could do that, okay, fine. But otherwise, it's not great unless you're
one of the main three.
Yeah, Levi, maybe something like that as well.
Oh, Levi's cool. Yeah, he's a very cool character.
Insane. I saw this video the other day where what was it? Do you remember the Levi squad? It was him. It was Petra, the ginger girl, and then extra people. I don't know their names.
Yeah.
And was in the forest, and they all get absolutely wrecked, and everyone's like, "Oh no, shame." And then Petra dies, and everyone's like, "No, Petra!" It's like the one girl we all liked. It's ridiculous. But so my world would be Digimon.
Digimon would be cool.
Amazing, as long as the evil dickheads behave. They don't make everything.
Well,
annoying.
They'd be kind of boring.
Well, but no, what boring?
Well, not boring.
You've got like your best buddy who's like a pet, but not a pet, and he can talk to you and like evolve and do stuff.
What would you do if you got one you didn't like a really weird?
I've thought about it before. Like if I got like I don't know,
like Etamon or something, the monkey Elvis Presley.
What don't I like anymore? Yeah, it's kind of lame. Most of them I like, or like one of the really girly ones. You'd be like, I mean, Togemon's kind of cool when he evolves. When he becomes Togemon, he's like the punching cactus man.
Yes, yeah.
But yeah, if you got like
Bergemon's pretty cool. And then
if you got Biomon though, when he's Biomon, you're like, it's a pink bird. Oh my god, damn it! When you have someone like Agumon, obviously, or who's my favorite? What's he called? Venomon. Venomon is that his name? The blue demon creature thing.
Blue demon. Kabuterimon.
Not Kabuterimon.
Kabuterimon is the evolved form of Tentomon.
No, he goes into Flamedramon.
Evolved form, Digiform. Flamedramon.
Digivolve.
Digivolve.
Close enough.
I
can't. Flamedramon was the one like
I remember Flamedramon.
The horn thing, and he had like the cool fire hands with the blades.
Like, that's not Flamedramon.
That's Flamedramon.
No, it's not. Flamedramon is literally a man on fire like the Human Torch. I'm going to prove it. I've got the iPad here, people. We are proving this.
Very well.
I
haven't watched Digimon.
Let's see if I can spell it.
But I'm pretty sure that's it. Flame.
Flamedramon is...
Flamedramon!
I apologise. Who am I thinking of then? Oh, you mean Vmon.
Vmon, that's his first form.
I was thinking of part 1, Digimon.
Yeah.
Yes, sorry. I was thinking, the one who literally looks like the Human Torch. I thought you meant that was Flamedramon.
No, it's not quite that literal. Well, I mean, it was, wasn't it? It was like, you take a Digimon, it's like, I don't know, he's like a ladybug. He'd be like, Ladybugmon! That's pretty much how simple it was. But no, in terms of the universe, that'd be pretty cool. Because then you can come back home, do whatever you do. And you're like, I want to go on holiday. Boom! Digiworld.
But I want to go on holiday.
Unless you're not a Digidestined.
I want to go fight monsters. Boom. I think my
the Digimon Emperor.
My favourite in Digimon
there you go.
was...
what's he called? Wormdramon.
Yeah. But his evolved form was quite cool.
When he evolves, he's sick.
Yeah.
He's pretty cool. He's like a ninja bug.
Evolves. Digivolves. I keep saying evolves.
Close enough.
Pokemon on the brain. Pokemon would be quite cool. Although, if you think about Pokemon really, it's actually quite disturbing.
Brutal. It's just like... Well, we could have that in real life. We'd just be like, take my dog and make it train to fight your dog.
Libby, use bite.
Yeah, pretty much.
Libby, you shit on the carpet.
George ran away.
George did run away. Yeah, my dog would just run away from everything. George attacked. No, he's like gone.
Double the size of mine.
Yeah, though, it would be quite brutal. But obviously, if it was like the anime, in terms of kind of that they don't really get hurt. That's the problem with the anime, isn't it? Like, obviously, Pokemon Origins did show it more. Like when Squirtle bit Charmander, you could see he was in pain.
Yeah.
But like in the anime, they just like literally lay on the floor with squiggly eyes, and then you're like, oh, he's fainted. That's all you really see.
He's had a shite beaten out of him, but he fainted.
Did you see that thing I sent you with Snorlax and Pikachu?
Yes.
There's a meme with Snorlax, use body slam, and Pikachu's just looking up, smiling. He goes, "Fuck."
No. But like, I mean, it's kind of like Ruby, isn't it? With the way they fight.
I was going to
bring
Ruby
they
up.
break their what's it called?
Oh, their aura.
Yeah. When that breaks, that's kind of what like Pokemon's meant to be, I guess. When they break that, they're done.
But the difference is with Ruby,
killing them.
That it's your self-fighting.
Yeah.
Whereas in Pokemon, in Pokemon, you're ordering something to fight for you. You're ordering an animal to attack for you, fight your battles for you.
Oh no, I just mean in terms of like when you're out of energy or whatever, then that's how you die. Then you don't actually die. The Pokemon doesn't actually die.
See, I was actually planning on bringing Ruby up in this
you cut its head
podcast
off.
because I think Ruby would be the best anime world to live in. Of all the animes I've watched,
Yes.
the first 2 seasons of Ruby, where everything's nice and safe and cool, like the Vital Festival as well in season 3, would be wicked. If you go past to season 4, where things are a bit more dangerous, it might not be as like cool. I mean, it's still. Oh my god, I got a really itchy throat.
Dare you?
But it would still be great to live there. Like what I think the world of Remnant's fascinating. This world that they've created with Monty and Rooster Teeth is incredible, and the characters are great. I love every character in Ruby. I can't even the bad guys who like even when spoilers, Pyrrha was brutally taken away.
Wasn't that brutal?
It was tragic. It was heartbreaking.
You weren't very happy.
I was broken for a few days, I think, after that. We were talking about this the other day, weren't we, about how deaths affect you in TV shows. And I was saying, I still think that Pyrrha's death in Ruby is the death that's hit me the most. Out of any TV show, any film, any book, anything I've ever watched and read. I just remember watching it on my computer. And when it finished, I remember just leaning back in my chair and being like, that hurt. Like, just being like, what just happened? Like, and I was like, oh no. And I felt broken. I was like, I feel like I lost someone who I've known for years. Like, oh my god. And 3 days it took me to go. But yeah, that was tragic, but very well done. And I think the world of Ruby, like going to an academy and learning all that stuff would be fantastic. That would be a really cool world to live in.
Also, where they choose their own styles, their own weapons, and they all have their own kind of personality through their weapons as well, which is cool.
I can see you having a field day. No, you know what? You'd be late to school. They'd be like, "School started 3 weeks ago. Where's Ben? Oh, he's still faffing on the colours for his weapon. He's still painting it the right colour."
I would be. Yeah, I'd turn up with a perfect weapon, like, yeah, it's amazing.
You turn up the perfect weapon, someone just breaks on the first day. You'd be like, oh, no,
son of a bitch, I'm taking yours.
What do you think you'd use as a weapon in Ruby if you were a hunter? What do you think would suit your style?
Something similar to who do you know who uses this? I don't know if you know anyone like this. There's a guy, he's in World of Warcraft, called King Varian, is his name. Spoilers, he's dead. But he has his giant, it's not giant, it's a big old like sword. It's not like a great sword, it's not that big, but still pretty big. And basically what he can do is just split it off into 2 swords.
Okay.
So basically, yeah, you can have it either or, which I really like. Maybe a little bit of gun in there, like Blake and Crow.
Yeah,
that'd be kind of cool to have that.
And Ruby as well.
Well, Ruby's is it's a sniper rifle rather than like a little pistol-y gun thing.
It's also a gun.
Also a gun. But as I say, my favourite weapon in the series is probably Blake's, followed by Crow. Crow's is a bit big for me. That's the only problem. I don't like giant swords. They annoy me.
I see. I don't mind giant swords. I can get on board. But then again, I'm a big fan of like Cloud and everything like that.
Also, because in WoW, I play a character called a Fury Warrior who specialises in having 2-handed weapons, one in each hand.
Okay.
And one of my guys I play with, my friends, he keeps coming up to me going, "Your swords are too small." I'm like, I don't want the giant swords. I want the little ones. Well, give me small things.
You think you'd be more fast and agile type then? Because that's kind of what it would be,
I guess,
isn't it?
yeah, it's kind of what it looks like to me. Well, I feel like he's just fat and his arms are going to drop off doing that. Whereas now he's used 2 pole arms instead, 2 like really sharp spear things. Ugh, they're awesome.
I don't know what I would use because in theory I would like something like a sword. I think that'd be very cool. Maybe
like a big
kind
cloud
of like
sword or like a little
I think like a
katana thing.
Almost like a bastard sword, a 1.5 sword like Jon Snow's type of sword. But I want it to turn into something, like I said, like a gun or something, convert it in. But in all honesty, I think the most practical one that I would like would be a combination of Mercury and Yang's. So you have like the gauntlets and the boots.
Oh, both of them.
Yeah, you'd be unstoppable, really. Like you wouldn't need a sword. You'd be like, right, come at me. We've got this.
Be Iron Man.
You kind
just
of
fly.
You both just shoot both up. Yeah. Yeah, that would see. I think that like a combination of those would suit me quite well. I think. Or I would love to learn how to use a weapon like Suns. I think that's really cool. The concept, cool, yeah. Like the bow staff turning into gun nunchucks.
Like, yeah,
that's very cool.
Num gum trap? No, gun nums.
Num
gums.
Oh, I do know the name of his weapon. I can't remember it now. It's gonna baffle me. Would you like to be a Faunus? So anyone who hasn't seen Ruby, a Faunus is a person who has an animal trait. So, for example, Blake has little
Cat ears.
kitty cat ears. And there's also Velvet, who has rabbit ears. And there's plenty of other characters that do it. But so it's quite cool. Oh, yes. Yeah, Tyrion. So
Let's play loads of them.
Who would you...
if they weren't so, like, oppressed and everyone hated them so much, yeah, because otherwise that would just be annoying.
Well, I think it's slowly getting to a stage where they're getting treated more equally.
Wolf features.
Wolf features, that'd be cool. Wolf ears or a tail or a snout?
Ears and eyes. That'd be amazing.
I don't know. Ooh.
Oh, imagine that, wolf eyes. Like, I love wolves.
I think you need something like a red panda tail. That would be cool.
I have a red panda, so you're like lazy and like not quite fat. They're not really fat.
They're not really fat.
They're chubs.
I watched a panda video the other day about pandas doing silly things, and they are the clumsy. No, normal pandas. They are the clumsiest animals in the world. You wouldn't want their traits. They are just really
the one that's like in the tree. It's trying to get something. It reaches and goes. Blah.
I saw one as well where they build it like a snowman, and he climbs up on top of it, falls off, and knocks the top off, and then tries again on the bottom half, and just keeps falling off. And you're like, dude, it's not going to happen. You can't stay up there.
Just let it go. So yeah, going back to the Digimon thing. Do you remember this guy? This is Demi Vemon.
Demi Vemon, his baby form.
There's a picture I remember seeing of... Well, it's not a picture. It actually happens. And they feed him chocolate. It's the cutest little thing. He's just going... Yum, 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 yum. It's like... Ah! But yeah, the point I was going to make, when I was little... I say little, wasn't actually that little for what I did. It was when... it was after...
How old were you really?
Teens. It was after the first series and the second one. It was the third one with the 3 kids. The boy...
Yes, who had the kind of...
The 2 boys and the girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had one of those Digivices. I remember... Can you remember the thing for them? They slid the card through it.
I only watched the first couple of episodes. I think that was when I was getting out of Digimon at that age, when you were younger, when that season started. I watched all the first 2 seasons.
Yeah. But so that's the way they used to like Digivolve. They would slide the card through and go like, Digivolve, blah, 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 blah. Something like that. I loved it so much. I remember getting this little notepad and I drew my own Pokemon idiot, Digimon. Gave them names. I don't remember what they were. They weren't that original. They were based off other ones.
Was it like Wolfmon and...
I know. I think I called it Agumon, but it was the main character from that season. It looked like his. Basically, they're really under.
Because he had the red dinosaur one.
The red dinosaur thing. Yeah. I can't remember what it's called. And I used to take the bits of paper and slide them through, like, blah, 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 and it never happened.
I was just hoping a notepad would be a Digivice.
Well, I had a Digivice. That was going to be the card. And I wrote down what abilities they had. I had an in-training form. I had his rookie form, his champion form. I think I had a mega form.
Did you give him the win ability? You know when you're kids and you're always like, oh, my character can do this. And like, it's always better than everyone else's. Like, my character can blow yours up with this like convenient machine gun that fires rockets.
Well, I remember because he went into like, he had a metal form because I made him kind of like...
I think a lot of Digimon have metal forms.
What you call them?
Metal Greymon.
Metal Greymon. Duh. And I gave him like a move, so like, it was something like Metal Blast or something, or like Razor Wings. Something.
Razor Metal.
Pokemon, but you know. I was creative. That's all that matters.
And you tried to make your own Digimon.
Yeah. Well, I used to do that sort of thing like with Beyblades. Because you know how they like summon the
Bit Beast.
The Bit Beast, yeah. I remember taking it and going into the toilet and into the bath even. Wrong one. The bath, not the toilet, idiot. Go! Oh.
Where's it gone?
I tried to summon someone. I can't remember which one it was. I was like trying to summon. I was like, yeah.
I used to do that. I used to think I could summon a Bit
Beast.
I used to think it would be Dragoon because I was left-handed like Tyson. So
I think it was a Dragoon I was doing. Yeah. So I did it right-handed, that's probably why.
Beyblades would be a cool universal event.
Beyblades would be sick.
Beyblades would be a very cool
actually, event. To be honest, I think the anime just makes it look interesting. In reality, you'd be like, let it rip! And sit there.
No, see, I like the concept of G Revolution, the third series, where your movements kind of were influencing how the Beyblade moved.
Yeah.
So, obviously, like, if you learned martial arts, you could put that into your combat style. And, like, they did the fact that Tyson trained in kendo with his granddad. And he would put that into his fighting style.
Yeah.
And that was quite cool. And like Ray, obviously being pretty much a ninja, was using like ninja abilities with his blade. Like, I remember once he's fighting Tyson, and he literally teleports and just appears behind Tyson. His blade does the same to Tyson. Tyson's like, wait, what? And just smacks him flying. And then it was that whole thing, like they had a connection, because when Tyson's Beyblade goes flying, Tyson goes flying.
Yeah. I remember me and Max, he was in this like boss battle against someone. And yeah, his Beyblade was getting beaten the shit out of him. He was just like, oh, like, Okay. I guess you share energy.
Yeah, I think it's and that's like in Pokemon they've kind of done that now with Ash Greninja.
Oh yeah, of course.
But I actually quite like that.
That was a really cool concept. Yeah.
And like they kind of when I first heard about Ash Greninja, I remember thinking because the way it was described to me was they fuse. And I remember thinking, that's dumb.
They literally become one
yeah,
being?
Exactly. Yeah, that's the way it was described to me. And I was like, that's so stupid. Please tell me they're not doing that. But then the way it's done, it's kind of like they have to be in like sync themselves.
Well, they didn't overdo it. They didn't literally Ash is doing every ability and every move for him. It was just like the occasional movement they did that was the same and stuff.
Well, Ash didn't really move too much. It was more the fact he could kind of, him and Greninja were both in control of this new Greninja body.
Yeah.
Kind of, and the power boost it got. And then obviously though it took its toll.
It looks cool.
It looks really cool, and it was the way that it took a toll on Ash as well. So when they lose, if they lose a fight,
Digimon did that.
Ash no.
Oh, they just got beaten up a lot because they were getting in the way.
They were getting in the way a lot because like when their Digimon were really exhausted, they'd revert back to baby form.
I feel like something happened.
And then Tai turns into a baby again when more Greymon gets exhausted. We got what was the baby Agumon?
Baby Agumon. Which one? In training
Coromon
or baby? Coromon's in training.
Yes, yeah.
The pink.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, because that's the one he goes back to.
Yeah. What's his baby? Like the little jelly-looking thing. No, I remember it was what's the bug one called? Can't remember his name.
Oh, Tentamon.
Tentamon, thank you.
Tentamon.
His baby form was just a cute little thing. He's like that little jelly. He looked like a ghost from like Pac-Man, but like 3D.
I really like his champion form. I think Kabuterimon's awesome. The blue bug. I think he's really cool. I remember thinking he was awesome. Did you play the Digimon PS? I'm guessing you did. The Digimon PS1 game.
Yes, the one that was really difficult to get a grip on for our age.
I know one of my friends played it again a year or so ago, and he was saying that even now, like he understands it now, but he's like, it's for kids that would have been difficult. I remember as a kid trying to get a good champion form. I kept getting the poo one. I was always getting the poo one.
Poo one, yeah.
And I was like, oh, come on, please. I think I got a good one once.
Oh, God, there you go. If you get that as your Digimon. Like,
what does your Digimon say about you? Well, I'm a piece of shit, apparently.
Well, I could see why he says that.
But, yeah, that game was tough. That was a really cool representation of living in the digital world. I think for kids, that was quite an immersive game. But it also showed kids. It's like, kids, you don't get something cool because you want something cool. You really got to be like smart and work for it. And it was good, though. It was a really good game. And I think, like, you could go up to Ultimate. You couldn't go Mega, could you, in that game?
No. I'm pretty sure you couldn't.
But some of the champions were stronger, like Angemon. Because, like, he was kind of a pretty much Ultimate at champion level.
Because... No, what was it? No, I'm thinking of Gatomon. Gatomon was... Champion.
Even though she was a tiny champion.
Yeah, because I still have my bin in my house, which I've had for years. And it has all of them on there. All the original characters. With their with their Digimon at rookie level, and it's got the dog. You know when she goes into that yellowy dog thing, because that's her rookie form.
Yes,
which she never basically never in, except for when she gets beaten up, and then she's like, oh, it looks energy.
Because in the movie, the Digimon movie, they did Angemon and Angewoman hit their mega forms, didn't they? They go mega, and they're like these two dragons, like a pink and a blue dragon. The original Digimon movie.
The one with
where Omnimon,
they go into the
the second half of the movie is the Gen 2 Digidestins, and at the end I'm pretty sure they go into their mega forms.
Did they?
Yeah.
Can't if that was a film or not. I've seen the film in a very long time.
Film's a great film.
Yeah, that's the one where they first I don't know what it's called, like Super Mega, where Garurumon and Agumon.
Oh, well, they become Omnimon,
and then they go boom into the one thing.
Omnimon.
Is that what he's called?
He's called Omnimon. Yeah. And then they literally defeat like thousands of these Mega Digimon in like 10 seconds. They're like, right, just cannon everything, nuke everything. But it works. See, anime worlds are so cool. Why can't we have like powers in our world? It would be great. Actually, it would be quite dangerous. Could you imagine getting mugged by someone who could do like a Chidori from Naruto or something? Like, give me your money. No.
Yeah, you hear someone behind you go, Chidori, you're like, let's take gun! Ah, shit.
Well, there would be a problem in that the elements in Naruto kind of work as a bit more of a complex rock, paper, scissors. So, wind beats lightning beats ground, fire beats wind, and...
Wait, it makes no sense. Wind can just blow it away.
No,
I guess wind feeds
fire. Well, exactly, yeah, that's the whole premise they go on. So, Yeah, so you'd have to be kind of like if that happened in real life, like someone mugged you and they used like lightning, and then you were like, I have water and earth. Oh no! Oh, this is gonna hurt so much. Like you just get wrecked.
Well, like if like it was Pokemon, but Pokemon were people. They're like, I'm a water type. Please don't hurt me.
Gonna mug you in my grass type.
Wait,
no!
let me evolve. I lose my water typing.
Please let me grow wings. But if Pokemon was real, how out of control would it be? Like, could you imagine like
the greatest adventure?
You would, yeah, you go. It would be a very good reason to go traveling around. Well, there was that guy who actually went around the world playing Pokemon Go.
Well, Pokemon Go is the closest we've ever come to that being a thing because we were obsessed with it. We would do it all the time, and if we could fight, we would fight. But it's not in yet.
But when I say if like Pokemon was real, like, could you imagine, for example, just like one thing that always goes across my head if I think about if Pokemon was real, if we have Pokemon in this world is, could you imagine if you're in a bar one night and two guys get drunk and decide they like get fed up with each other, instead of fist fighting, one of them just throws out a Pokeball like a Charizard and uses flamethrower. Pub burnt down. This drunken idiot sets Charizard loose.
I think Charizard would be like, dude, go home. You're drunk.
Yeah, I'm gonna fly you home.
I'm gonna pick you up. And take you home.
Put you to bed. That would be amazing if you had your Pokemon just said to you like, dude, go home. You're pissed. Okay.
Do as I say.
Do as I say, not as I do.
I've thought about it before, like, I see, like, pigeons, I think, if that was a Pokemon, it'd actually be kind of difficult, because you have to run after it, make it stay still, or not stay still, like, you creep up on it, and then launch a ball at its head. Actually hit it perfectly.
We don't have to hit it in the head, you can hit it in other places. It's not,
you gotta hit
boom, headshot.
What if it's like a tiny Pokemon? Like a Rattata?
That's why you
sees the ball and it goes, and it runs.
That's why you battle it.
What if you don't have a Pokemon? Oh, you always get given one, don't you?
You get given a Pokemon, yeah. So like you wouldn't just have to run up to Rattata and like chase it or like punt it yourself to like.
What if you're given an incredibly powerful Pokemon as your first one? So you like do one attack and everything just dies. Like,
what if it dies? You catch it.
You don't. It faints.
Yeah,
you can't catch a fainted Pokemon.
Well, you can
you can't in the game.
Yeah, in the game you can't, but realistically you could. If it fainted, you could catch it.
Or take it home till it wakes up.
Yeah.
Shut it in a room.
Poke it till it wakes up. Good.
Put it in a cage, just drop the ball on it.
But no, it would be kind of... Because obviously if you had the gym system in real life, it would kind of negate from it, because if you started off with like a really powerful Pokemon, like you said, you just win every gym without needing to catch anything. You'd be like, got this. Elite Four, boom. Go on.
What's that? Champion of the league? Oh, that was easy.
Yeah.
Sorry, Gary.
It's Masingo. It's Uber.
No, I did the glitch. I got Mew. Done.
Well, you don't get Mew as a starter, I don't think, from doing that.
Yeah, you can do the glitch without Pokemon.
But
no, you can't. You need to beat Abra. Damn it.
Some anime worlds are quite scary. Like I was talking to my friend who went to go and see the Ghost in the Shell movie the other day, and he was saying that from the film's perspective, and at least I'm not talking about the manga or the anime here. I'm just talking about purely the film. He was saying that he wouldn't be surprised if in a few years' time we'd be in a similar state. Not like obviously with the robots, but in terms of like augmented reality, transferring people's like memories to computers and things like that. And he was telling me something really interesting, and I wish I could remember who it was saying it. The guy who made the Tesla cars. But yeah, he was saying that like the only way to combat. He was saying that AI is the biggest threat to humanity when we get that far. When we actually develop AI, is the biggest threat to humanity. And he was saying the way to combat it is to basically make humans connect to machine. There is a much more technical term. I'm simplifying.
So we're still basically in control as a human
but we
mind.
can control the computers with our minds. Like connect our minds. Maybe. I don't know.
I thought you were trying to pronounce Martin.
No.
Martin.
But yeah, and but I was saying though, surely there's a big risk if you connect your mind. You can connect your mind to a computer via a chip implant or something like that. Surely an AI, if it can take over a computer, could take over you. Well, yeah, that's the first thing everybody's going to do, isn't it? It's just download porn into their data bank, into their brain.
The internet is porn.
It would be. But it's the fact that surely an AI could take over you. And imagine if an AI possessed you and like murdered someone through you, then left you and took your memories. Like, where were you that night? I don't remember. Like, you'd have no.
Oh, it gives you back to yourself.
Yeah.
Oh.
They just use you for what they need you for, and then they let you go. How terrifying would that be? That was not the kind of world I want to live in, but that is.
Well, I was telling you about Chappie, wasn't I? Do you mind if I tell you what I wanted to tell you about it?
No, go for it.
Cool. So you know the concept of Chappie. It's the it's all about that one robot. But what happens is the world is just specifically, I think it's just like South Africa or something. I don't think anyone else has got them. But this very clever man has invented these things called scout droids, who basically replace the police force.
Okay.
As police, and they're obviously, they're AI, so they just do what they're programmed to do. They just get on with it. And one of them gets absolutely wrecked. And the guy who created them basically comes up with the formula for real AI, like, developing, thinking, learning, all this sort of stuff. And he implants this into the broken droid, fixes him up, and that becomes Chappie. And he basically starts off as like a complete, like, absolute baby sort of thing.
Yeah.
He literally starts life, and he's scared of all these things, and he learns words. He's taught by gangsters, so he talks all like gangster-like and does all these sort of, fuck your mother and shit. What's he say? He says, fuck a mother and all this stuff like that. It's like, oh, okay. Lovely droid. But what he learns to do is, because his body is, because he got hit by this like rocket launcher, and it fused his battery to his body, so it can't be replaced. So he will die, basically. And what he wants to do is get a new body. And to do that, he comes up with this idea of transferring his mind into a computer and transferring that over to a new body, which makes sense because he is an AI.
Yeah, he's a computer program. Yeah.
It's the big spoilers. If you don't want to know, then
switch off
people
now.
will know. His maker gets shot and is dying. And what he does is he puts him in the same situation, the same way he did what he did with him. Basically, he's come up with the formula for, what's he call it? For consciousness, I think is what he says. And basically, he takes his maker's mind, puts it in a computer, and then puts it in a robot.
Okay.
So then he wakes up in a robot body. He's like, oh, that's my dead body. What the fuck? And he's now technically an AI himself.
Yeah.
And then they're on the run together, and that's how it ends. So that kind of thing is, I mean, is that possible? I don't know, because he's a robot working at a million miles an hour.
Say, but I guess there's all kinds of theories on how that could theoretically work.
They've sort of done it, which is why I was confused by that film, because it started off very much like, oh, it's just a robot, it's just AI, and then suddenly became a kind of sci-fi film almost.
Yeah,
the way they did it.
Well, anything like AI is sci-fi, and like robots and stuff.
Oh, like sci-fi fantasy almost is what I meant. It was kind of a bit like magic-y almost, because I mean, well, it's not necessarily magic, but unproven technology is magic.
I just remembered an amazing anime that would be fantastic. 2 amazing animes, actually, from my childhood. Can I get a third? That would be brilliant worlds to live in. Zoids, which I know you never watched, and Shaman King. Nope. So Zoids, the cool thing about Zoids, obviously, they were in a war.
Oh,
they fight in mechs.
Robert? What's a robot?
Mechs.
A robot.
They fight in the mechs called Zoids, and they're based off, like, a lot of their designs are based off of animals. So you've got, like, the Liger Zero, the Blade Liger, which are the ones that the main character uses. And I can't remember its name now. Irvine used it. It was a wolf. And it was like a wolf. No, it was like a wolf with a big cannon on its back. It was wicked. Wolf. And but that world would be cool to live in, because like you get your Zoids and you kind of modify them and update them and stuff, and then you like fight in them. It's wicked. That would be really cool. The designs, the artwork for the Zoids is incredible. They're well worth looking at. Like if you ever like the idea of designing machines and kind of like combat robots, they're really cool to look at. Shaman King, very interesting world to live in actually, because theoretically, I mean, you could die doing it, but it should be kept quite civil. The reason it wasn't is because there wasn't that. Obviously, you need a villain who's going to take it too far. But every 500 years is a shaman tournament, and basically the way it works is you find
shamans are lightning, fire, that sort of thing.
Well, no. So the shaman is basically they can see ghosts and they can connect with ghosts.
Right.
And you find a partner from the spirit world who you make your ally, and then there's different ways of doing it. First of all, they put the spirit into themselves, and the spirit like possesses their body and fights with them that way. And then you can later on they learn they can put it in their weapon, and they will like modify their weapon to fight. So the main character Yo, he finds a samurai called Midomaru and gets him to join him, and he's an old samurai.
He's like a long dead samurai.
Yeah, like 600 years dead samurai, and it's awesome. Like they have a really cool bond and everything, and there's all kinds of different warriors through time, and like people get quite creative with their weapons, like. His name is Horo, I think, in the Japanese version, but in the English version, he's called Trey, and he uses a snowboard, and he puts
Englishified.
He puts a little fairy spirit inside his board, and he can like use ice as weapons and like snow and everything. It's really cool. That would be a cool world to them because it's the competition every 500 years. Shamans compete, and the winner gets to become the Shaman King, who fuses with the King of Spirits, and then basically becomes a god effectively. And it's just like a really cool competition. So like the first one, it's like a best 2 out of 3. You have to fight 3 other shamans. And if you win 2 of your 3 fights, you go through to the second round. And there's a test between the first and second round, which is trying to find the damn tournament. And then once you get there, it turns out you have to fight in teams of 3. So you have to team up with, you have to like hope you know other shamans to team up with. And then we never get to the rounds really after that.
But they're not say your teammates with this person. You actually have to,
you get to pick.
Oh, okay.
So they split, because there's a group of 6 of them, conveniently, they split. And then...
Like a school. I choose you. I choose
pretty much,
you.
yeah. It's like...
You're chosen last because no one likes you.
It's like Shaman PE, get picked last. And but it was really cool. And then eventually it kind of went the same way that a lot of animes do, where their powers, they realise they can just make giants, their spirits like giant monsters, and they kind of inside the monster or fighting with it that way. Although Yo's is really cool because he doesn't do that. He gets a dagger and his sword and kind of fuses with spirit energy, and it looks really cool. But Shaman King would be a great world to live in, I think. That would be quite a cool world, like finding a spirit to form a bond with and then kind of living with that spirit.
Like a birdie.
You'd have to find okay, can you fight? Can you do this? What can you do? It's like a job interview for spirits.
Give me your resume of skills and abilities.
Yeah, and then prove them on the battlefield.
It's like, do you remember the Golden Compass?
I never read it, and I've only seen clips of the film.
You not watched the film?
No.
But you know the idea that they had what they call demons. They called them. They're little like, they basically were different animals which were connected to them, like full on connected. If one of them was dying, the other one would die, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And it's just that sort of concept that I would love, because I love having pets and having that sort of thing. So to have one like for life, which is your like best buddy pal pet thing. And they could, I don't know if all of them could talk, but at least the main characters one could talk. It's just like, ugh, my little thing. I just want my wolf. I just want a wolf. That's all I want.
Ben, what anime world would you like to live in? Any that
has pets.
What was there like super demon wolves that would rip you apart?
Well, then it's not my friend, is it? It's got to be my buddy.
It has to be your
fighting
friend.
partner. Otherwise, it's like, well, no. Oh, can I like tame it or capture it?
Well, I guess you could find a way to.
Pokeball.
Slavery.
Done.
Animal slavery.
Yeah. A lot of Pokemon I love. I'd love as pets. Like literally Quilava or Jolteon or both.
I think some Pokemon... I love Umbreon as a pet. Evolutions were turning out good pets. Some Pokemon wouldn't be like... I'd be like, oh, I love a Charizard or a Nidoking, but where would you put it? Apart from in the Pokeball. Like,
if you haven't got a Pokemon sitting in the corner of your room, like...
I love a Totodile. I would love a Totodile as a pet. Yeah, the sound he makes is so cool. But I think overall, out of all the worlds, right, especially like the current way I feel right now, I think, the person I am now, I was going to say Ruby.
Yeah.
It would be the world of Remnant. I think like, being a huntsman...
well, I think because it mixes what you were saying about the Shaman King. You have tournaments and fights and stuff where you can actually fight people.
But it's quite cool because, like, you know that when you finish, like, you've got this university training you to be this epic huntsman, and when you leave, you've got a life of adventure ahead of you, and it...
you leave and you die instantly. Like, fuck!
But I just think that'd be really cool. Obviously, yes, there is dangers, like, the creatures of Grimm could, like, tear you apart.
Well, it depends what they
It's
are.
just... And I love the way that every character's got inspiration from fairy tales and stuff, and the way they've kind of taken those ideas and found a way to kind of, like, give their own little flavouring to them and kind of give their own little bits of originality to them, and I really like it. And I love the characters. Like I think I love every character in that show. They're like just really well made characters. All of them, they're brilliant. It's great. So I think for me, it would definitely be World of Remnant. What about you?
I do also love the world of the Ruby world, but I think I'm a Digimon boy definitely. That or Pokemon. I just want one of those two. Because Digimon is too...
So you like making animals fight
It's not real. It's not real because it's a digital world. Whereas Pokemon is full on real. Don't like making them fight. I just like the fact of idea of having an animal companion which we can like kick the shit out of people with.
So you do like making them fight?
Well, at least like Digimon, at least like, the characters can try and fight with them. They do try and fight with their Digimon. Whereas Pokemon's like, do this, do that, do this. Oh, you lost, you're shit.
Yeah. Why aren't you dodging?
I'm releasing you.
Be better.
Why is it a sub-routine?
Anyway, I think we should probably end it there. But yeah, thank you so much for listening, guys. We really hope you enjoyed it. If you have any topics you'd like us to discuss, please leave them in the comment section below. And yeah, until then, we will see you next time.
See you all later.